I never thought the worst night of my life would begin so normally. It was a quiet Thursday evening. I had just finished work, picked up dinner, and was driving home, thinking about nothing more than curling up on the couch with my husband and watching our favorite show. But when I opened the front door that night, my entire world collapsed in a way I never imagined. Because inside my home, in my bedroom, was my husband. And he wasn't alone. And the person he was with was someone I never expected. If you've ever had a moment where your life split into before and after, this was mine. But before I tell you what happened that night, you need to understand how we got there. Because the truth is, the signs were there. I just didn't see them. My name is Sarah, and for 10 years I believed I had a perfect marriage. I met my husband Daniel when I was 26. He was charming, funny, and the kind of man who made everyone around him feel comfortable. The first time we met was at a mutual friend's barbecue in Austin, Texas. He walked over with a plate of food, sat down next to me, and said something so random I still remember it. He looked at my plate and said, "Okay, serious question. How did you manage to get the best food here before everyone else?" I laughed. That was Daniel. He had this way of making ordinary moments feel fun. Within months, we were inseparable. 2 years later, we were married, and for a long time, everything felt normal. We had routines, Sunday brunch, movie nights, road trips. We talked about having kids someday. We talked about buying a bigger house. We talked about growing old together. At least, I thought we were. But looking back now, the cracks were already forming. It started small, the kind of things you brush off because you trust the person you love. Daniel began working late more often. At first, I believed him. His job in marketing could get busy. Deadlines, projects, client meetings. But the late nights became more frequent. Then came the phone secrecy. Daniel had never cared about leaving his phone around before. Suddenly, it was always face down, always with him, even when he went to the bathroom. One night, I joked about it. I said, "Wow, are you hiding state secrets on that thing now?" He laughed, but the laugh felt forced, and something inside me shifted. Not enough to accuse him, but enough to notice. Over the next few months, things got stranger. Daniel started going out alone more often, meeting friends, work drinks, networking events, and every time I asked if I could come, there was always a reason why it didn't make sense. "You'd be bored. It's just work people. It's nothing exciting." One night, my friend Melissa said something that stuck with me. We were having coffee when she asked, "Have you noticed Daniel acting different lately?" I froze because I hadn't told her anything, but she noticed. That's when the uneasy feeling in my stomach started turning into something else. Fear. Not just fear of cheating, fear that I didn't actually know the person I had married. 3 weeks later, everything fell apart. It was a Friday, and Daniel had told me he was traveling for work overnight, a last-minute client meeting in Dallas. He packed a small bag, kissed me goodbye, and said he'd be back the next afternoon. Nothing unusual, except around 9 p.m. that night, I realized something strange. Daniel had left his laptop at home, which made no sense if he had a meeting. So I called him. No answer. I texted. No response. An hour passed, then another. Something felt wrong, and I did something I had never done before. I checked our home security camera app. What I saw made my heart start pounding, because the front door camera showed something impossible. Daniel walking into our house just 20 minutes ago. but he was supposed to be in Dallas, and he wasn't alone. At first, I thought maybe my eyes were playing tricks on me, but when I zoomed in on the camera footage, I saw someone walking behind him, someone with long hair, someone wearing heels, and in that moment, my mind immediately went to the obvious conclusion. My husband was cheating. But what I didn't realize yet was that the truth would be far more complicated and far more shocking. Because when I walked into my bedroom that night and opened my bedroom door, what I walked into would change my life forever. But before I tell you what happened next, I need to ask you something. If you've ever had a moment where your gut told you something was wrong, comment "trust your gut" below. And if you like real, raw stories like this one, make sure you subscribe because the next part of this story gets even more unbelievable. Trust me, you're not going to expect what happens next.